Hi everyone, welcome back to The Young Grower. So in this video we are going to be growing little gem lettuce from seed all the way to harvest. Yeah, so come along and enjoy this journey and learn something new. I'm going to show you how I grow little gem lettuce and show you how simple and easy it is for you to grow your own at home. And all I'm going to need to start them off is a pot full of some sieved compost. Doesn't have to be sieved, but it's just better for germination, and then some seeds to go along with it. And I'm going to start mine off in my greenhouse. It takes around 10 to 12 weeks from sowing for your first harvest. All I am going to do is sprinkle some of the seeds on the surface and then lightly cover them with some compost. And then later in this season what we will do is we'll prick them out and put them into their own pots before we plant them out. And I like to plant mine in the Nebraska cage because they get a little bit more protection. So I'm going to sprinkle them on so there is a nice surface cover. Don't worry if you do too many because you're going to be pricking them out once they come up anyway. Then I'm just going to get some sieved compost and just put it on the top. Then give it a nice firm down. And then once we have put the compost on top of the seeds, we're going to label it, and I have wrote the date and the name on the label. And then we're going to give these a light water in and put them into the greenhouse. And there we go, we're going to leave these in here till they germinate, and then we'll catch up at the next stage. So it's been 7 weeks since we sown the little gem lettuce. Been very busy, so I've left it a little bit long to replant these, but they're still good. So we're going to get them put into some module trays, yeah, so they can get established before we plant them out. So now what we're going to do is take these out, and I've got a container. Normally I would have done these a lot sooner when they was a lot smaller. Let's give that a squeeze. There we go, you see there's lots. So what we're going to do is split this in half. And don't worry, you can be a bit brutal. I always am. And we're just going to separate it all up. And as you pull them, they've got their roots on. Then what we're going to do is just make a hole in this and then put it in like that. Bit of compost. And there we go. So now I'm going to do this with the whole tray. Yeah, it's going to take me a little while, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I should have done this when it was a lot smaller, but this is just to show you that even if they do get a bit bigger, you can still replant them and get a good harvest. So that is around 66 little gem lettuce planted up into module trays. All I've got to do now is water them in, and then they're going to go back in the greenhouse for a week or two before they get planted out. So now they're back in the greenhouse, we'll give them a week or two and then we'll plant them out. So I'll see you then. So it's been around 4 weeks since we repotted the little gem lettuce into their own module trays. Yeah, and they've put on lots of growth. Now they're ready to be planted out on the no-dig kitchen garden. We're actually going to plant them in our new poly cage that we built this year. Normally I grow these in my smaller cage that is behind this tunnel. Yeah, but this year we've got the new one. It's higher up, so it's going to be a lot easier to harvest them and grow them. So the reason why I like to grow them under the netting is just gives them a bit of protection, and slugs and that can't get to them as easy as what they would if it was open. Yeah, we don't use no chemicals, we are completely organic here, so slug pellets are out of the question. So yeah, this is the best method. We also put eggshells around the plant. I haven't got any at the moment, but that's what we normally do. Or we would get some wool sheep pellets because slugs hate the wool pellets. But anyway, let's go into the cage and get these planted. So the little gem lettuce is going to get just planted inside the door. Yeah, easier to harvest. Then we can put the bigger harvesting crops at the back we have quite a few module trays to be planted. I'm going to do around 7 plants per row. Yeah, let's see how we get on and see how many we can get in. When I've grown them in the past, they like to grow close together. Yeah, so they're only small little gem lettuce. They don't get too big, so we can squish them in and get as many as we possibly can in the small space. So we go, look, some nice plug plants with some lovely root systems ready to be planted out. So as we take them out of the tray, we're just squeezing the bottom a little bit, helping them come out, and then we will just tilt the tray a little bit more, and eventually, there we go, it'll pop out just like that. And then we're just going to make a hole with our hands, place it in, cover it around, and give it a nice firm down. And then we just keep repeating it until they're all planted. And there we go, that is the first row in, and we've got 6 plants. So now we're going to get the rest put in. There's quite a few, so yeah, we'll catch up after. So that's all the little gem lettuce planted out down here in the poly cage. We still have a few more left, so I'm actually going to plant these up in our salad self-watering planter from Greenhouse Sensation. I'm starting to ramble, so we'll check up in a few weeks and see how they get on. Hi everybody, so today is Sunday the 20th of June and we are down here on the No Dig Kitchen Garden, and we're going to have a catch up and see how the lettuce are getting on. Yeah, they've done really well in the poly cage. Can't remember how long ago we planted them, but I'll put that on the screen. Yeah, my brain's not with it today. I've got a new phone, so I cannot look at the photos when I planted them. Yeah, let's go in the poly cage and see how they're doing. So as you can see, they have done really well. So we did plant some of these up in the polytunnel in the self-watering planter. They have all come to an end now, so it's time to start harvesting these. As you can see, this one here is absolutely beautiful and ready to harvest, and the plan is now to harvest the bigger ones to allow the littler ones to grow and get bigger, because if not, they're going to start going to seed and get stressed. Yeah, so let's get some of these harvested, but they're absolutely gorgeous. So when it comes to harvesting them, what we're going to do is put our hands around the plant and give it a twist. And there we go. The root breaks off and stays in the ground, and that will break down over time, providing more nutrients to the soil. Look how good that looks. Yep, there's a little bit of damage, but when you grow organically, you can expect that. But we will remove the outer leaves and give it a clean up. But I am really happy with how that's turned out. So now we've harvested that one, we're going to harvest a few more, and we're going to do exactly the same, just give them a twist and leave the roots in the soil. And just like that, absolutely beautiful. So I'm really happy with that. We got 4 little gem lettuce, 2 for myself, and I'm going to give 2 to my plot neighbour. But yeah, now I've shown you how to grow little gem lettuce from start to finish, and I hope this will give you a bit of an inspiration to try and growing some little gem lettuce. We'll see each other soon.